It's like I never left PAX, except instead of palling around with my friends, I'm working in front of a computer for 1,800 hours. And not military time.
Whoa.
Literally 1,800.
Your military time?
No, not military time.
Wait, I'm confused. Is this a military time or not?
Nah, son.
So, why, you said 1,800 hours.
Yep.
So is that military time?
Welcome to Bracket, the only show where we take a bunch of shit and face it off against another bunch of shit to see what the best shit really is. I'm your host, Cullen Jennings, and joining me today is John Abbott.
Hey, I'm John, and I'm a sweepy little baby.
Don't forget about Jesse Knowles.
Beep boop. I pushed real hard for Astro Boy on this show. Like Astro.
There we go. And Emmy-nominated creator of Astro Boy, Grego Mercer.
Hi, I'm Greg Mercer, and I'm feeling pretty vindicated right now.
All right. And we have special friend of the show coming back again. We got Abed Gheith.
How'd it do?
It's good to have you.
See?
Yeah, good to have. Thanks for having me back. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse made a comment about Astro Boy, so we're going to go ahead and do 16 best robots this week. So right away in Group A, in round 1, Daft Punk versus Wall-E. Group B, we have Mega Man versus Bender. And Group C, we have Megatron versus Terminator. And Group D, we have Data versus Data versus Gur. Group E, we have Tom Servo and Crow versus Baymax. And Group F, we have Iron Giant versus Samantha. And Group G, we have Hal versus Roomba. And Group H, we have R2-D2 versus GLaDOS. So right away in Group A, Daft Punk versus Wall-E. Anyone care to take a stab at it?
So Daft Punk, world-famous music duo, which used to be humans but had a terrible computer accident and became robots.
Did that happen recently, or is that always the story?
I believe that's always been the story. They were in a recording studio, messing around, and a horrible accident occurred, transforming them into robots. I could be wrong, but I know I have friends who know the lore very deeply. So, and then Wall-E, famous trash compactor robot. Last savior of mankind, who restores us to our glory.
And makes us all cry.
Right. And just wants to hold a lady robot's hand.
He's cute as hell.
He's real cute.
I will say, this bracket kind of been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Wall-E is actually, he's almost like exactly like Robbie, the ROB
right,
from
Nintendo.
Yeah. They have the same kind of model. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because I was thinking that a little bit like Johnny Five, too, which I wish was in this list, but I understand he's not everyone's favorite.
He was in earlier versions, I think, of these 16.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm old, so I love Johnny Five.
We have been working for nearly a year on putting together a best robot bracket. And
really?
I feel like, because I have a lot of emotions and thoughts about robots. They're very important to me as a human being. I can stand by this list. I would have liked to have seen IG-88. I would have liked to have seen Astro Boy as well. But whatever, I get it. I'm totally for it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here.
Well, okay, so both of these that we've got right here, Daft Punk and Wall-E, both of these robots have got awards.
That's true.
I don't know how many awards Daft Punk has got.
Wall-E won that Oscar. Daft Punk won that Grammy. They've both mastered their field.
Wall-E's been into space.
That's true.
Daft Punk's probably been to space.
Daft Punk will take you to space if you really want it.
Wall-E's been in love.
Sold out arenas.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, Daft Punk has been to Woodstock and Coachella.
Yeah.
Pharrell has not paired up with Wall-E.
As far as we know. He's paired up with them minions from Despicable Me. He ain't paired up with Wall-E. What's the deal, Pharrell?
Yeah. Come on, Pharrell.
You said it yourself, Greg. Wall-E saved mankind. He brings humans back to Earth.
Sure.
What's Daft Punk done?
Wall-E has fallen in love. Daft Punk taught me how to love. So I personally, and Daft Punk's fallen in love with each other and the world. So I can't possibly vote against that. I'm a Daft Punk vote.
I love saying robots, by the way.
Everyone does. Robots love saying it. They love
Wall-E. Oh man, Wall-E. I love the movie Wall-E. Wall-E didn't do anything with no blue people though.
Exactly. Jesse, I know you love soundtracks. Daft Punk done did that Tron soundtrack.
Oh my god, the Tron sound. I've been listening to that tonight.
I did same. Me too.
It's
Since
actually better than the movie.
Yeah, it had its parts.
far
yeah.
better than the movie.
Yeah, the movie was all right, but
Yeah,
that
I like the
soundtrack
movie.
is really good.
God, I hope they announced Tron. Like on day of recording, they announced Tron 3's happening. Good God, I hope they come back for that.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, that soundtrack. I think I was hooked on for a couple years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I'm coming in as a Wall-E vote.
I expected that. That's fine.
It's pretty expected of me. I'm a what was I called? Someone recently, a few days ago, called me an animator or something like that.
Animationer. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Anime fan? Yeah.
Yeah, John loves anime. That Wall-E anime, he's so into it.
The Wall-E anime.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Daft Punk, but I'm a Wall-E vote.
And yeah, don't get me wrong, I like me some Wall-E. That's my favorite Pixar movie besides maybe Incredibles, but I'm a Daft Punk.
Wait.
fan.
Greg's favorite Pixar movie is the one about robots?
Got me. Jesse, your Daft Punk vote?
Yeah, I'm a Daft Punk vote.
Colin, where's your vote?
I'm gonna have to go with Daft Punk as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just dig the music. Their music's good.
That's my
And
jam.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me just
bad.
let
You
me
know, they
just
stand out.
let me just say something here for a minute. Y'all know these mans in costumes, right? They ain't real.
John, I don't know what you're talking
Like
about.
we know that, right? Everyone here knows that they're not real robots, right?
Didn't if they were mans in costumes, they would have taken them helmets off at the Grammys, but they
They're
didn't because
mans
they
in
robots.
costumes. Everyone, are you gonna vote for a man in a costume over a real robot?
They
He's a
might have been.
cockroach
They
friend.
were mans at one point, but they ain't mans now. They're
They're men.
robots.
We've never actually seen them as men.
Ever, not once,
I've
because
seen
they
them.
aren't.
I've seen those pictures.
They're
Their
not
names are
men.
like-
Nope,
their
not
names are
true.
like Thomas and Guy or something.
Yeah, Thomas and Guy
They're
Manuel.
French. They're French.
It's Thomas. for what it's
Y'all
worth.
voting for French men in costumes.
They ain't men. They ain't in costumes, and they ain't French. They're citizens of the internet now.
I love Daft Punk, but I'm also going to be a Wall-E vote. I know it doesn't make a difference, but I'm definitely going to be a Wall-E vote.
Yeah,
It's
for the
disgusting.
record, like I love Wall-E, and if it were almost any other,
Prove it. If
round-
you
For the
loved it,
record,
prove
do you
it.
mean the Grammy-winning record, Random Access Memories? Because that's the only record I know, Jesse.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, moving on.
Well, Daft Punk knocks out Wall-E early, 3-2. We have Mega Man versus Bender.
Yeah, Blue Bomber.
Oh, wow.
We got Super Fighting Robot versus Super Drinking Robot.
That's true.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Mega Man voiced
known-
by John DiMaggio.
Mega Man known as Rockman in Japan. What's Bender known as in Japan?
Bender Bending Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's his full name in the U.S. So
I actually worked with John DiMaggio on something, but I met him briefly. He's a very cool guy.
Seems like he'd be a really cool guy.
Yeah, very cool guy. He's so fun, and he's just like the character.
Oh, man.
Bender's only, what, 5 years old?
I think
Something
so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how old's Mega Man?
Mega Man's older than that.
All depends.
Yeah,
It all
he's gotta be
depends.
1,000.
Well, Bender technically isn't even born yet.
We don't know how old Mega Man is because he was born in the year 20XX. It's classified.
It depends on which
information.
Mega Man you're talking about. Like
that could have been
you got-
that could have been the year 2000.
Overall Mega Man, right?
Don't rope me
Did
into
not-
talking
wait,
about
wait,
the
did-
overarching Mega Man story.
This is
Did-
Jesse's
wait.
jam.
Hold on, did Mega Man do 9/11?
Whoa!
Whoa!
It was 2000. You said 2000XX. That's a year that was deleted.
I said 20XX.
What's what? Yeah, whatever.
So it could be any of those.
It could be this year.
It could
Well,
be
so
Mega
2099, Cullen.
2020?
See, Mega Man's a baby.
Mega Man didn't do nothing. Mega Man was a household robot. Dr. Light's all like, "Oh man, my partner, Dr. Wily is repurposing all these
Hey.
Are you gonna say a word?
Did y'all ever notice that if you were to give Jesse a beard and dye his hair white, he'd look just like Dr. Light?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Aw.
But Bender
I don't
drinks.
think that's bad.
Bender drinks a lot, y'all.
Does he?
Bender is funnier.
Bender's way funnier.
Bender's funnier. I mean, Mega Man had a TV show for a while, didn't he? I don't think he's as funny.
But he
as
was
Bender.
on
It's-
Captain N, wasn't he? Captain N?
Yeah, he was on Captain N, wasn't he?
Yep.
But I don't
think
remember
so,
if
yeah.
he stood out. He might have been one of the annoying ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Man had a TV show. It wasn't very good, but I kind of have a soft spot for it anyway. Man, there've been so many cool versions of Mega Man. There is a Mega Man. There's a Mega Man where that is all about being sentient. That's Mega Man X. There's a Mega Man that's
Jesse,
about,
it's
like,
pronounced Mega Manx.
Mega Manx.
Yeah,
Mega
Mega
Manx.
Manx.
Yeah. There's a Mega Man who's literally a computer program that goes on the internet.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
Don't
back.
go there. It's dangerous
That's Greg.
there.
That's Greg.
I-
There's
I mean, Mega Man's had a weird resurgence lately, like with the Proto Men and him being in Smash Brothers and stuff.
His Smash Brothers character is awesome.
Yeah, he's great in Smash.
Yeah, I don't
There's-
have that amiibo yet, but it looks
Ugh,
cool.
I think it's the best badass looking one.
Yeah, he is very cool looking because they have remember they brought back the old look of him.
Yeah, the original like NES.
Yeah,
look.
it is the best 3D model of an NES sprite that I've ever. And this is like maybe one of the most popular NES sprites ever made.
Mega Man has a dog.
That's true.
And
well,
that dog-
Bender has Fry
Bender has Fry.
You're right. He does keep Fry like a pet.
in his closet.
Yeah, his closet's bigger than his apartment, or than his.
Mega Man's got a bird. Mega Man's got a little red capsule with legs called Eddie.
That sounds
God,
creepy.
this is so hard, man. I mean,
Ben-
I like both of them a lot.
Yeah,
Bender
this is
has a
really
job.
tough one.
Bender has
Bender
been a
does have a
god
job.
before.
Well,
Bender
Mega
has been
Man
God.
has defeated 9 robots and gained their powers, which is
Bender
godlike.
Bender was God, then he met God.
Right.
That's my favorite episode, by the way.
That's a great one.
Yep.
We ranked that very highly when we did Best Futurama episodes.
Yeah.
I love the little guys. Those little guys on his. They're great.
On people living on his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, I to come down to it, I think I have to go Bender.
I am
Oh my
also
God.
a Bender. I am also a Bender vote.
No!
I am gonna vote Mega Man, and it's because Bender is not my favorite Futurama robot. Robot Devil is.
Robot Devil's pretty good.
Robot
So
Devil
I'm-
is also. I have him tattooed on me. That's how much I love the Robot Devil.
So I'm a Mega Man vote.
Jesse?
Are you serious?
I
I'm a
assume,
Mega Man vote.
yeah, so it's all down to you, Abed.
See, here's the thing: is he just voted Mega Man, right?
Yeah, so it's 2-2. It's tied up.
Fuck. Here's what sucks: is I love both of them, but I don't know, man. I have to give it to Mega Man. I'm sorry, and
Yeah.
the main reason is Bender is great, but he isn't my favorite Futurama character. I really like Fry. Like Fry's
No, he is. Fry is also my favorite character on the show, on the series. Period. I'm with
Bender's
you.
good. Bender's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
He's
yeah. Bender's a great
definitely-
character, but like I don't know, Mega Man just has so much history for me. I used to play the original NES games, loved them to death. They were hard as fuck. They were so hard to beat, but that music, that fucking music was just amazing. And I love the new Mega Man look that they went back, and I also have on my desk a little Mega Man helmet, like a little stand. Sorry, that's not enough information, but
It's okay. It's
You can
okay. I'm
buy
right there.
you can buy Mega Man's Buster. They sell it.
yeah,
I love Mega Man so much, you guys.
It was an exceptionally tough first round, so.
that was probably the hardest one, I have to say.
Right.
Well, we're 2 in, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, guys. So Mega Man knocks out Bender 3-2. We have Megatron versus Terminator.
Oh
So-
boy, another hard one.
So Megatron of the Transformers versus Terminator of Terminator.
Have we decided if the Transformers race, quote unquote, is robots or aliens?
So here's a thing that I spend a lot of time
The theme
thinking
says
about.
robots in disguise.
Sure, it's a
Well,
colloquialism.
then
You
it's case.
you can call a lot
closed.
of things robots. It doesn't matter. That doesn't make them robots being called robots. I don't think they're robots because A, they're not built. B, they aren't purely mechanical because they're animated by the Allspark. So at best you could call them golems, but whatever, it's fine. I don't care. Megatron made it onto the list at the expense of IG-88, so it's fine. Let's move on. Of the Transformers, Megatron is one of my favorite. I like Shockwave, I like Soundwave, I like Starscream. Megatron's pretty great because there's a series called All Hail Megatron, which is this comic. And it's basically like a what if the Decepticons actually got their shit together and weren't a bunch of dumb goofs who managed to fuck everything up every time, and they totally take over Earth. And it's this
They could.
amazing story.
They could. It's just they have too many idiots.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
and they're constantly undermining each other. And like Starscream's like, okay, this time I'm really
Even
gonna be the
Megatron's
leader.
a fool.
Yeah, he's power hungry. He's foolhardy.
Well, he hired Starscream.
Exactly. He keeps Starscream around, even knowing what a shitty little dude he is.
Y'all are forgetting some very important things about Megatron. He can turn into a gun,
Right.
and he can turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex in Beast Wars.
That's true. He was
And
a
in
top-
Beast Wars,
Beast Wars.
in
Big
Beast
fan of
Wars,
him.
he freaking destroys Optimus Primal, throws him off a dang cliff.
John
He's kind
loves
of-
that Beast Wars.
He's really cool in Beast Wars, actually.
Yeah, Beast Wars is good.
Which one's
Yeah,
is the
that's
good one?
what
Beast
Megatron
Wars or
really
Beast
shined
Machines?
for me.
What was that, Greg?
Is the good one Beast Wars or Beast Machines?
Beast
What is
Wars.
Beast
Beast
what is
Wars.
Machines?
Okay.
Beast Machines was a second series, John.
I know that one of them sucks real bad.
Yeah,
but-
it's not awful, but it's definitely not as good. It's a different animation style. Like it's all like sleek and weird. It's not as blocky and just fun for that time.
It's a shame
much more
I'll never
sleek.
Beast
ever
Wars
be able to
really
go back and
reinvented
watch.
Transformers in a really cool way, which I don't feel. I mean, there's a newer cartoon that's kind of cool, but I thought Beast Wars did a good job of just doing it fresh.
I liked it because I've never cared growing up, and now I've never cared about cars, but I loved animals, so that's what hooked me into Beast Wars.
Well, it was a damn good cartoon, also.
Yeah. There's things to like about Transformers. I have some opinions on it. I know that the comics that are coming out right now are really, really good. Whereas Terminator has only been getting worse ever since Terminator 2. Terminator 2, one of the greatest action films of all time, bar none, no question.
Agreed.
I don't know. I heard the Sarah
Whatever this
Connor
bit is,
I
you've
was almost
already
gonna
messed it up.
I
You're right. Sarah Connor Chronicles is supposed to be good.
Yeah,
I
it
was about
fun.
to say Sarah Silverman Chronicles. So let's
I
Same
had a
thing.
bunch of friends that they told me that if you're a fan of like the Terminator, like the history of the show, of the movies, that show is awesome. But
Yes.
he also said it's not like amazing, but he was so into it. And I haven't seen it. I wish I have. So I could
watched
have a better...
it. I watched it when it aired, and I was like, I remember telling people, I was like, "Man, you should totally check this out." And they're like, "Yeah, I guess." Another Terminator movie's coming out. Why would I care about a TV show? And it's like, guys, that movie's probably gonna suck. Watch the TV show. And the show has like some insanely great like callbacks and stuff like that. It's really underrated as far as I'm concerned. I don't think
My
it's a
friend said the
great
same
thing. It's
thing.
really fun.
Yeah.
It's a really good show based in a universe that they're totally trying to ruin.
Yeah, they're literally coming out with a new Terminator film right now, and I don't know anybody who's excited for it.
I am. This is one over here.
Could be good, but I mean, I'd say about 90% chance it's going to suck.
Here's the thing. The Terminator franchise should have done exactly what the Alien franchise is doing and get Neil Blomkamp to make a new one, ignoring the third and fourth ones.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start fresh with those Terminator movies for real,
Yeah.
because I mean, you're right. You got to do a clean slate. I mean, he's doing it smart. I don't know if it's going to be good with Alien, but
yeah, it could go
Terminator
any
needs
direction.
like a readjustment.
Technically, doesn't Terminator have to end at some point? Because it's all about, I mean, John Connor's story.
Look, Cullen, there's no fate but what we make.
All right.
The Terminator cried.
I've been listening to all this, and I've been thinking, because I didn't know what I was going to vote going into this. And now I do. I'm a Megatron vote, and it's because, I mean, we've talked about it on the show how I only just recently saw Terminator 2, and I loved it. Absolutely was blown away by it. But here's the thing. I don't think the Terminator being like a robot is what is necessarily cool about that story. Like, it honestly, like, the humans and like their conflict against the robots are kind of what's cool. I'm a Megatron vote.
And the T-1000's real cool.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like the design of the T-1000. I like the design of the T-800. I do think there's cool ideas in Terminator regarding the robot stuff like Skynet and the fact that it's so far advanced beyond what humans are capable of that it just like outright destroys them all within minutes of going online. But I'm going to be a Megatron vote as well, just because I think Terminator, you need to get your shit together. Consider this an intervention.
I'm on the same side where Megatron just has so much more cool shit.
Yeah.
And Beast Wars is definitely a big boost because, like, that's a cartoon I grew up with that I watched every episode when it aired and was really into it. And Terminator they've been failing quite disastrously since 2. So I'm gonna have to go with Megatron.
That's it. Jesse, Colin?
I think Megatron is definitely the easier winner here, but I have to throw the bone to Terminator.
Sure.
Terminator 2 is like I'm willing to forgive all the other bullshit just because of how good Terminator 2 is.
I will say, I don't think Megatron's ever given a thumbs up while dropping into lava.
That's true.
That's true, yeah. Plus, Terminator 2 still is one of the best action movies ever made.
Like if you're gonna tell me Terminator 2 is better than the original cartoon Transformers movie, I believe you.
I would like to say. I would like to see.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
It would be cool if
So
Megatron went up to someone and demanded their guns, their clothes, and their bike.
I've been kind of quiet because I've been thinking. Honestly, I've been one of those. When I was growing up, I was one of those like weirder kids who like didn't really care much about Transformers. Even now, I don't really care that much about Transformers, and I can't exactly go back and enjoy Beast Wars now because the animation is, guys, it's real dated.
It is
that,
yeah.
Um, Whereas Terminator, I grew up with Terminator 2. I grew up with Terminator 1, frankly, and I never really watched anything else. So, like, the only thing that's marred, I have seen Terminator Salvation, which is, I instantly forgot about. I only think about Terminator 1 and 2. I gotta be a Terminator vote. I know it isn't gonna move on. It probably isn't even a better robot given, like, everything, but I like Terminator a lot, you guys.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I see what he's saying.
Yeah. All right. Megatron knocks out the Terminator 3-2. We have Data versus Gurr.
So Data of Star Trek The Next Generation, a deep, compelling character, the Abed to Geordi's Troy.
Oh, yeah.
And then Gurr, a sort of punchline machine from Invader Zim. Jesse don't like him.
He's a gold mine of comedy, you guys.
I'm over here rolling up my sleeves. I'm ready. This is my bracket,
I
y'all.
know.
Yeah, I love Invader Zim, by the way. That is an amazing cartoon.
Thank you. It is an amazing cartoon.
Bless your heart.
I'm gonna
It's
sleep.
wonderful. I own all 3 of those DVDs.
I do too. I even got the case for it that looks like Zim's house.
Yeah, that is a cool case, yeah.
Let me tell you about Gurr, because people, Gurr's had a shot on this show before, and
Yes, he was in Best Famous Dog, right?
yes,
Talking dog.
Yeah, Best Talking Dog, that's what it was.
Gurr's a robot made out of trash. He wasn't.
You're
supposed
damn
to,
right he is.
He was not supposed to exist. But the tallest Invader Zim's rulers had to give him a robot, so they made one in like 5 minutes out of trash. He's supposed to be a Sir, an SIR, and that stands for something important, something robot. But he calls himself Gurr, and he doesn't know what the G stands for. He loves taquitos.
Taco.
Yeah.
He's friends with a pig.
Sure. Data is friends with Geordi, who works on the Enterprise, so I think he's kind of got you there.
There's an episode where Gurr is competent and is better at taking over the Earth than Zim.
Yeah, that's a really good
great
episode.
More importantly, we haven't even mentioned yet. Invader Zim's coming back. They're gonna start making comics of Invader Zim.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
Oni
Vasquez
Press?
doing
Yeah.
it?
Yes, he is involved. It's not like Nickelodeon's putting him out against his will. Nickelodeon and Oni Press have made a deal, and Jonan is going to be like pretty heavily involved, and he's getting people who worked on the show to come back for the comic as well.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Data got a positronic brain, y'all.
What does that mean?
It means he's cool, John.
Data got a lot like look like somebody who can't do his makeup.
It's because he's a robot.
If you're not a Star Trek fan, this is a clear decision to go with Gurr, because Gurr is pretty awesome looking.
See,
And
that's where I have to argue, because I'm not a Star Trek fan, and I don't know if I agree with that.
I will say I have not seen Star Trek: The Next Generation. I ain't seen any of it,
Ugh.
but I have seen Data like hanging out with a cat, and that seems
He has a cat, John, and he loves his cat. Spot. He wrote a poem for his cat Spot.
So there's a great episode where Worf has to take care of Spot, and like I love the way Worf holds up the cat, just looks at him. You know what I mean? Almost like it's just one of the best Star Trek moments.
Is Star Trek even about space? Like, what is going?
It's
what is going on
mostly
with this
about
cat?
cats.
Oh,
Okay.
I am obsessed with Star Trek. Let me tell you that it is about space. However, it is one of the best ever character-driven shows ever written.
Without
ever.
question, it is.
Yeah, because I mean, those characters, you'll not find a better cast in any other show. Like the way they all interact and their relationships is like almost like it's the Shakespeare of character-driven shows.
It's so well done. Everyone's good at their job. Everyone has a defined role, but there's so much like family as well as conflict. Like they do such a good job of showing like really high level threats as well as very small, very like just genuine moments.
So it's just like Invader Zim, is what you're telling me.
It's a lot less hot topic-y.
Well, what's interesting is I don't think Gene Roddenberry wanted those human stories.
Right.
Remember, he always wanted them to deal with aliens, and when he passed on, the show evolved beyond what he did. It became more about these human stories, and each character kind of like shone in their own unique way. And one of the most interesting, like, the first 3 seasons, they're okay. They're good, but that show really starts to like gleam like season 4 on up.
Yeah.
It gets like really good, like better than any show. Just like the direction they go.
Whereas Invader Zim cut down before it's due.
You've been
show-
canceled.
That is true.
I
Yeah.
think you've been canceled, John.
There's an episode where Gurr spends at least 7 minutes inside a turkey, and you don't even know he's in there.
I think it's pretty obvious. John, you're a Gurr vote, correct?
I'm a Gurr vote.
Jesse, you're clearly a Gurr vote.
Guys, I don't care. I don't care.
Then come with me and vote Data.
Or come with me and vote Gurr, because I'm
Jesse,
voting
you really
Gurr.
gonna vote for Hot Topics?
That's a misrepresentation of that show.
He's right. It's a good show.
It
and Hot
is.
Topic, they just grabbed it because it was
Right.
popular.
It makes sense.
They
yeah.
took punchlines out of context and put them on T-shirts, and people think it's hilarious.
And I owned all of them.
Invader Zim is a
like
gorgeous
Radiohead
show.
for
It's a
their
funny
fans.
show. But it ain't no Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I think we're down to Abed again.
Oh,
I ain't voted.
Jesse hasn't voted.
well, for me though, it's a clear winner. I love Star Trek. Data's one of the best characters.
Yeah.
He's Sherlock Holmes in a bunch of episodes.
Yes, he is. He hosts Poker Night.
Like, I love Invader Zim. It's a great cartoon, but I mean, Data is just one of the best written characters in any show.
So
And I'm
Jesse-
biased to the Troy and Abed thing.
Exactly. See, Jesse, it's down to you.
Are you telling me I get the opportunity to dunk Gurr?
You sure do.
Data's got a cat. I'm voting Data.
Thank you, Jesse.
I thought this was my one chance. I thought
John, we'll get him back. We'll get
I
him back.
came in here
someday.
thinking, okay, Gurr didn't get anywhere last time. This time he's going places.
All right, and a bad choice. Data knocks out Gurr 3-2.
I want a
Correct
bad choice.
choice.
Wrong.
Well, an unfair choice, you should say.
Yes, that sounds better. All right, we
I
have.
don't think it's Gata, but Gata. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Tom Servo and Crow versus Baymax.
So Tom Servo and Crow of the legendary Mystery Science Theater 3000 with both Joel and Mike. Baymax of the new Big Hero 6 film.
Also
I
legendary.
haven't seen that film, actually.
It's pretty good.
I think it's
like
pretty
it.
good.
It's
I think
watchable.
I think it's real good. I think it is better for. I don't want to get into
It's
this.
definitely better for a younger crowd, and I think that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I think it's a great base of a series. Like if they're going to
It's a-
evolve a series, it's a great base.
It's
I
a
wanna see more.
it's a really kind of by the numbers script,
Yeah,
but they execute it really super well.
Yeah.
that's a good way of putting what I was trying to say. Yes.
Well, yeah,
mean-
but they're competing with two just iconic characters, man.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 shaped my sense of humor in a lot of ways.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
they tell you right in the opening of the show, Tom Servo and Crow and the other robots, Gypsy and Cambot,
Right.
are made out of the parts of the ship that would allow
Joel.
Joel to not have to watch them dang all movies all the time.
So out of the parts that let him stop and start the movies on time, now he just has to watch them randomly whenever they start and stop.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
you know
great.
what? That show did kind of invent like the Beavis and Butthead thing, where it's like watching stuff and just commentating on it. I mean that right there is a huge score because they created that. That all came from that show,
Yeah, the idea of riffing was born through Mystery Science Theater 3000.
right? And that's when I was young. That had a huge impression on me because I would always think about like, man, like what a great show that you can just like watch crappy movies and enjoy their comments. It's like it's unique and pop-up video. They kind of created that.
Well, the very first like Mystery Science Theater 3000 joke I remember is like some vampire walks into a room and they just go, "Ladies and gentlemen, Patti LaBelle," and I didn't even know who that was, but the way they said it, I was fucking suffocating laughing.
Yes, there were many. This back when it was airing on Sci-Fi,
Yeah.
and it was Mike. Is how I first saw the show, and I was pretty young, and I remember not getting most of the jokes, but still, even if I wasn't laughing, I was just fascinated by the idea of this show, and I was fascinated at like the range of jokes that I love that show. I wouldn't be who I was today if it wasn't for Mystery Science Theater 3000.
It's true.
I am gonna vote for them, but Baymax is really good. Baymax is a cute robot who also gets to like be a superhero.
But we're missing
He
just
point
cares.
of Baymax is that he is a robot built to heal and to help.
He's a healthcare
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah, and that's he's not made to do anything else but help. And
You know what the best medicine is? Laughter. Tom Servo and Crow got me laughing. They got me healing.
All the time.
Yeah, that's true. They serve a different sort of healing. They heal sadness.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, Baymax is a star of that movie, and it's worth seeing, but...
It is
But
definitely
it's kind of
worth
boring that he just helps and heals, right? Isn't that kind of just like, I mean,
Well,
I'm
I mean,
sure
they
they make
teach
it-
him a bunch of
they
kung
teach
fu
him
and
other
karate
stuff.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They teach him
Oh,
kung fu,
okay.
yeah.
But
okay. But
It-
I mean, I don't know. Like, you put me in a science fiction movie with a robot that just helps people, I'm bored.
sure, I'll tell you
You'll be
this: go
charmed
see
by
the
Baymax.
movie. You'll dig the movie, I promise.
Yeah.
But
You'll like
Yeah.
Baymax.
Tom Crow and Servo are Tom and Crow are probably definitely the stars here. So I'm a Tom and Crow vote.
That's me. I'm with Tom and Crow myself.
Colin, Jesse.
I'm absolutely a Tom Servo and Crow vote. I just wanted to say that I know that show was a comedy, but one of the movies that they actually that they riffed was called Squirm, and at the time I had a terrible fear of zombies, and that movie gave me nightmares. So I can say that Tom Servo and Crow gave me nightmares.
Good job.
Well, that movie just came out on Blu-ray. I saw.
Oh man,
Did it really?
this
Time
is
to
it.
fire it
It's-
up again,
It's
Jesse.
time
You
to
gotta-
confront
Yep.
yourself.
Shout back.
Oh, now that movie's just real dumb. But
Colin, you want to make it sweet?
Yeah, I'll take Tom Servo and Crow.
Tom Servo, Crow, sweep.
All right, they knock out Baymax 5-0. Sorry, Baymax.
Yeah, they got all the votes, didn't they?
They
Oh
did.
yeah, we got Iron Giant versus Samantha.
So
both of them voiced by Vin Diesel.
Samantha voiced by Scarlett Johansson from the movie Her.
She's a babe.
She is a babe.
She's a
I
total
think
babe.
Samantha's a babe, even though you don't get to see her. And she doesn't really have a corporeal form. So a lot of people might say she's not a robot. Whatever. Screw you. It's our list. I am going to vote Samantha. If I'm the only one, I totally get it. That's fine. I'm writing a book on the movie Her. Look for it soon. And now you may continue the conversation.
Well, worth pointing out also, at one point, we had Siri
Right. We had Siri on this list.
and Siri didn't make it, and kind of because Samantha is sort of, maybe hopefully or not, depending on your opinion on it, the like final evolution of Siri.
Right.
Well, Siri's kind of like not a robot, but just a voice. Like she doesn't really have, this like.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
with both
the
of them,
movie
there's no
Her-
corporeal form. They're more just intelligent assistants.
Yeah, exactly. In the movie Her, I'd say that Samantha has more of like a personality.
Yeah. Whereas the Iron Giant is very childlike. He's very innocent.
Yeah, he's just a big tin can.
And people want to use him as a weapon, which is,
He is not a weapon.
he is not. He's
He-
Superman.
Is it a knock against the Iron Giant that he finds inspiration in Superman?
No, I like Superman.
Wait, well, to be fair, it's
Yeah.
from the 50s, so it's the 50s
It is from the
Superman.
50s, yes. It is true.
Well,
And in the 50s, he didn't have a lot of competition against Superman.
That's
Hey, did Brad Bird direct Iron Giant?
He did.
Oh, okay. That is a big boost for me.
Spike
Yeah.
Jones directed Her.
Right, but
Yeah, but yeah.
Fine.
I
Guys.
also, you brought up that Scarlett Johansson is a babe, but Vin Diesel's also a
Vin
babe.
Diesel,
Vin Diesel,
is
very much a babe.
I have been watching the Fast and the Furious movies, and I am having a hootin' hollering
it's-
time.
It's a blast to me to think that a guy like Vin Diesel voiced not only the Iron Giant but Groot, so that all he does
Well,
is a couple words.
He got that Groot job because of
Because
Iron
of
Giant.
right, and I think that just screams greatness. I love Vin Diesel, and
yeah. He's cool.
yeah, and I absolutely love the movie Her. I have
Did
got words.
did the Iron Giant, I think I remember the Iron Giant doing not very well.
It didn't.
No, it didn't do well, no.
It was made at Warner Brothers Studios, and as that movie was in production, Warner Brothers kind of decided hey, I think we're going to shut down our animation studio. So when it came out, they didn't give any money into promoting it at all.
Yeah, I remember I think I was in a theater and saw it. I was a little kid and I saw it in the trailer and I was like, this looks great. And then the next time I saw it was on TBS on an afternoon 3 years later, and I was like, this is great.
I remember seeing it in the theater, but I don't remember what it would have
I
made
did
me
too.
watch
I
it.
saw it in the theater, yeah.
I definitely did not see it in the theater. I saw it at home, and it's one of those movies that
I will
when
say, go ahead, Jesse.
it's one of those movies that when I saw it at the time, I thought it was good, but like every time I've seen it subsequently, I've thought this movie is incredible. And for a movie to still
No,
be talked
that's
about,
the other movie, The Incredibles. Different
Yeah,
movie.
yes,
that's his
okay,
other
right.
movie.
This movie is
Gigantic.
gigantic.
That movie has staying power. It's a very touching film. It's kind of like E.T. on that level of.
Yeah.
I can see
I'd
that.
say it's
Yeah.
better than E.T.
The thing I
E.T.
love
at
about
all.
the Iron Giant is its its message like laughs in the face of other like kid and like family oriented animated movies, because the message in that is the kid tells Hogarth tells the Iron Giant, you are who you choose to be, whereas like other like animated film stuff kind of push this message of like, you can't fight who you are or whatever. And I feel like that's always such a strange message, because like you kind of do have control over your own destiny. And I think it's weird that they teach kids like you can't be something you're not. Like that's not true. You have to figure out who you are, and you shape who you are.
But how interesting to make that into a robot story. Like that's a really unique approach.
So where are votes?
How long has it been since Iron
I'm
Giant came out? I'm still wanting to cry.
Oh man, I don't know how I can't vote yet. I don't know how I'm gonna vote.
Colin,
I'll
where are
vote.
you? Yeah, Jesse, go ahead.
Iron Giant.
Okay. Colin?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh boy.
This is hard for me because
There's a movie, but it's only one movie. Iron Giant is one movie, but over time it's grown.
Well, I mean, hers only been out for a year, so it could feasibly grow.
That's true.
I have a lot of opinions on the movie Her because I feel very emotionally connected to it. I feel like I want to live in that world. I think Her is really interesting because it's the only future since Blade Runner that hasn't just been Blade Runner, you know? It's strange to think about in the sense that there's so much going on in that movie that's so well done, but isn't directly referenced. It's a very well lived in world without being a dystopian sort of grim future.
Here's the thing: if you live in the Iron Giant, you get to be a cool beatnik.
Yeah, but I mean, you
live in a junkyard and make sculpture.
You also don't have vaccines for a lot of stuff yet. You have to ration your food.
Yeah, but you get a big giant iron friend.
I mean, one kid does. It's not guaranteed it's going to be you. And you got to worry about the bomb. So you got to worry about Russians. Whereas Samantha, all you have to worry about is a new life form obsoleting you.
Here's the thing. I actually want to give it to Samantha. I loved her. But every other robot that has been tied to animation so far has been knocked out. And y'all
What
suck.
about Megatron?
That does. Who cares? That's dumb. Transformers are dumb. I'm gonna vote Iron Giant.
Fine.
Wow, it's sweeping.
It's 2-1 right now.
Oh, it's 2-1. Sorry.
Colin?
What I bet go ahead.
Huh? I already voted Iron Giant.
Oh, you did vote.
Oh, you voted Iron
Yeah.
Giant? Damn. All right,
Yeah.
and it's 3-1.
Oh, okay. Well, I was probably going to vote Iron Giant, but I'll throw one to Samantha.
Thanks, Colin.
I'm going to go watch that tonight, probably. So,
That's a good movie, yeah. It is.
yeah. Iron Giant knocks out Samantha 3-2. Sorry, Greg.
It's I understand.
Hal versus the Roomba.
So HAL 9000 of 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's actually a question as to whether or not HAL is sentient. I don't know that it's ever explicitly stated, but he could just sort of be a brute force computational assistant. Whereas the Roomba, definitely a robot. I have a Roomba, sort of. He's a first generation Roomba. He has a busted wheel. I need to fix that, but I got him a new battery. He's real loud, but boy is he cute.
You know, can I just say something? The interesting thing is that Roomba could very much turn into Hal
Absolutely.
in the right circumstance. You know,
Any
that
minute.
Giant skit.
It could happen to anybody.
One of
Go
these has a
watch it.
hell of a Twitter account.
Go watch videos of cats riding Roombas.
That's
watch
hilarious
'em.
and great. They just sitting on it.
That's something I am definitely going to check out.
The good old Roomba pilots. I'm gonna be a HAL vote just because 2001 is my favorite Kubrick film, and every day I think about the alternate universe where he lived long enough to make AI the way it should have been. But I won't be upset if Roomba moves on. I do think HAL is a better robot, but so be it.
Hal just kills humans. Roomba cleans our houses.
See, yeah, that was what I was thinking, is that Roomba is definitely more helpful. However, you can't argue that Hal even though he's mean, he comes from such a cool movie. You know what I mean? It's like, that almost gives him carte blanche.
I mean, I don't think Hal is necessarily mean. I think he's carrying out his programming. Like, he's designed to do the best job possible of managing the ship, and humans being on it mean it's not being handled that well. So,
See,
That's what Roomba's doing too, Greg.
yeah.
Roomba's managing our houses and making them better.
Wait until Roomba realizes that humans are the ones making it messy. What do you think Roomba's gonna do?
You're gonna suck your hair out while you go to sleep.
You goddamn right. Roomba gonna suck your lungs out your chest.
Bad.
I'm actually gonna vote for Roomba because they're more of a pal than Hal.
Right now, just you wait.
Greg,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about yours right now.
You'd be surprised.
Something tells me that Roomba's gonna get even with us.
I kind of want to vote Hal.
I love Hal Sparks.
Thank you, Jesse.
I will say,
Sparks.
Roomba can't sing Daisy. Daisy.
Not yet.
That is. Oh God, that still gets under my skin. Yeah, I'm gonna vote Hal.
I mean,
I have to vote Hal as well. 'Cause,
thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just such a great movie, man. That movie changed my life.
I'm a Roomba vote. We have eliminated every cute robot. Why don't y'all like cute robots?
Tom Servo and Crow are still on here. Mega Man's still on here.
They're not
you
as
saying
cute.
Mega Man
They're
ain't
not
cute?
as, they ain't as cute like Wally and Roomba and Baymax. Them the sweeties.
Mega
Look.
Man's cute until you see him blow up shit.
That's
and you're
true.
like,
when he's launching saw blades at you and stuff.
yeah.
All right, Hal knocks out the Roomba 3-2. We have R2D2 versus GLaDOS.
So R2D2 in at the expense of
They
IG88.
could win, I think.
My opinion on GLaDOS is very well known. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan.
we GLaDOS is a sore subject in relation to this show and
Yes.
Greg L. Mercer.
So GLaDOS has won a bracket before. GLaDOS won, what was it? Best video game villain, I think it was.
Yes.
In a bullshit victory.
And without question, GLaDOS deserved that win. GLaDOS went on to the Tournament of Champions, was knocked out in an absolute bullshit tiebreaker I'm still upset about to this day. So I will once again bow to my queen and vote GLaDOS.
I'm gonna make Greg real mad here.
Do you honestly believe R2D2 is a better robot than GLaDOS?
I don't. How is GLaDOS a robot? She's a human whose personality is put in a computer.
That
She
same
wasn't
thing is
made.
said about Daft Punk.
I didn't vote for Daft Punk. I vote for Wally.
She's a robot. I think we can agree on
GLaDOS
that.
is a robot. She was a-
There's no biological component left.
GLaDOS
She's not even a cyborg.
GLaDOS
You
was
know,
a
like,
living.
she's closer to a robot than a lot of things.
Yeah,
GLaDOS
exactly.
was a living human woman. That personality, the intelligence that is GLaDOS, the personality, all that stuff came from a real live woman.
But it's gone now. There's nothing left. There's no biological component. She is a robot. Trust me on this. I checked.
Well, I'm an R2D2 vote.
That's fine.
I'm a GLaDOS vote.
Thank you, Jesse.
R2D2 would open doors for me to help me out. GLaDOS would close them and laugh at me and poison me, and I'm dead. I'm
Exactly. I love it.
Man, I
GLaDOS,
feel bad
I'd
because
flirt with GLaDOS. I'd flirt with GLaDOS. R2D2 would just beep and boop at me, and I'd be like, I don't get the beep
It's so
boops.
cute. Beep a poo poo.
see, I'm biased because I did the voice of an R2D2 like character in a cartoon. If you guys have seen House of Cosby's,
Yeah. That's friggin' phenomenal.
thank you. And that makes R2D2 very close to my heart because I like to talk. That was my favorite character to do. But I love the game Portal. That's like one of the best games to come around in years. However, I got to go R2D2 because I also like Star Wars. Sorry, guys.
All right, Cullen. I'm not. I don't mean to.
Greg, you can
sway
eat
anything
shit.
over.
R2D2 wins this.
Well, it's a good thing I have this blade in
Bowser's
my
a better
wrist.
villain.
Wow. So you're fighting purely out of spite. That's.
Yep,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that was it.
Cullen-
Purely, actually, I really like GLaDOS a lot, and
And also, I mean, to be fair, like we said, GLaDOS won a thing already. GLaDOS has already won a bracket.
My honest reasons are, I really like GLaDOS, but I think that there's something to say. I think John brought it up when we started making that list. I didn't like the fact that she was human at once, and I understand your reasoning, but she was human, not. And I just want a little cute robot.
A
And,
lot of people are based off humans. A lot of these robots are based off humans. Baymax is based on Tadashi.
Baymax didn't move on.
but
The Terminator is based on Arnold Schwarzenegger. He didn't move on. Data's supposed to be a real guy. Like, trust me.
no, that doesn't. No. But
I didn't vote for Data.
Yeah, I didn't vote for Data either. R2D2 to me, though, there's something. He was the first Star Wars character that I like could recognize when I was a kid, and so like for years and years, I didn't give a shit about anything Star Wars except I had this one awful beat up R2D2 toy that played with Batman and all my Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, and then I didn't even watch Star Wars for years until like I was like, holy shit, okay, and then I didn't really.
I really like that scene there where the Ghostbusters got the ghost out of R2D2. That was a good.
They shot him. They said, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. They just blew it up.
I dig R2D2, man. He is a cool looking robot. He's on
and when he falls in that bog, come on.
Well, it's good to know that this show has not matured at all in the past couple months.
But also R2D2's like, you could hang with him, and he would be down for you. He would like bring you stuff, drinks. You know, he wouldn't care. He'd
be basically what a Roomba turns into.
He is just a Roomba.
The evolution of it.
We did not have R2D2 on this list for the majority of its existence.
Yeah, but
we
I
had
never
IG-88.
We didn't have Hermione on a list either, so don't.
I never wanted GLaDOS on this list, so.
R2D2 knocks out GLaDOS 3-2. We're into round 2. We're into round 2 now. We have Daft Punk versus Mega Man, Megatron versus Data, Tom Servo and Crow versus the Iron Giant, and Hal versus R2D2. So, Daft Punk versus Mega Man.
I literally don't know what wins this bracket now. I have it's entirely up in the air to me. I'm going to go Daft Punk just because I think One More Time is one of the best songs ever made. I like Mega Man, but I didn't really grow up with it. I'd never had a Nintendo console, so I'm going to let everyone else fill in. If Mega Man moves on, I'm not upset. I get it. Mega Man's cool. I do think Daft Punk are the better robots.
This is interesting because both of these are responsible for very popular, very catchy music.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I feel like both of these moved forward in last round because of their music.
Yeah, I can see that.
No. See, Mega Man for me, I like classic Mega Man, and it's not my favorite. You know, what I like about Mega Man is the fact that you can take the core idea of Mega Man and you can put it into a new type of evolving science/robot situation. So like there's all these different iterations of Mega Man, but it's still the same idea of what Mega Man really is. And the music hasn't always been great. Really, Classic and X are the only two spin-offs that have had really good music.
Well, the mini bosses do Mega Man songs, don't they?
They do. Yes, they do. They do. They attach lyrics to Mega Man songs. Like, do you know how many times I've seen fans of the old NES games cover like Mega Man music live on stage more than any other game?
Well, you're a very big Proto Men fan.
They're my favorite band. I'm a huge Proto Men fan. They have a rock opera based on, but not exactly attached to the old Mega Man games.
It's really good. It's
phenomenal. There's so much that can be done with Mega Man. It is an idea that when it first was conceived, you know, it was very simple, very cartoonish, very inspired by Astro Boy. But Capcom kept going with it, and I know a lot of people felt like it was being run into the ground, but like
they've done the opposite of that lately.
Yeah, they've done because
this is all very thrilling discussion. Where is your vote?
So I love Daft Punk.
So where's your vote? So I'm going to start on this other tangent.
I genuinely love Daft Punk. I have to vote Mega Man.
Okay.
I'm a Mega Man vote too because Daft
John
Punk
don't
is just
care about music.
Daft Punk is just two guys in suits and masks. They're not real robots.
They're robots. I promise. I checked.
We had our fun. They're not real robots.
They're absolutely robots.
I'm voting for Mega Man.
They had to get someone else to talk for them at the Grammys.
Robotic. I mean, that can be applied to the robot theory.
They're robots. I checked.
They are. John, they are robots.
Where's your vote, Abed?
I got to go with Mega Man just because I'm a fan. I'm a huge Mega Man fan. I think he rocks. He looks cool. His games are cool. When they come out with new stuff for Mega Man, it's still good. It hasn't aged.
Well, even Mega Man's creators moved on. He's doing Mighty Number 9 now.
But it's also almost exactly like Mega Man.
Exactly.
It's a robot.
Mega Man will never exist again because Capcom doesn't want to acknowledge
That's
it.
not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Colin, where's your vote?
I'm gonna throw it into a Daft Punk vote.
Yeah.
Only because one New Year's I drove around and put that CD of I just had a single of one more time, and we put it in every CD player at 14 different parties and got kicked out of every single one of them. So, Daft Punk, thank you.
Always supply great stories for people, I've learned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, looks like Mega Man knocks out Daft Punk 3-2. We have Megatron versus Data.
I think I'm going to get outvoted
that's
on this
a good
one. I'm a Data vote up front.
I vote for the one that turns into the giant gun.
Oh, so Data.
God, if he did, it'd be over for me. But I'm going to be a Megatron vote.
Okay, people are gonna get mad at me because I already said I haven't seen the Next Generation. But y'all talked about that cat. You pulled me in. I'm a Data vote.
Yeah.
Oh, boring.
He loved his cat, John.
Data wasn't made to sell toys.
That's
Data
true.
Data was a toy.
Wow, you wash your mouth.
Also, we don't live in a world where toys are the end-all, destiny.
But the thing was, no, neither was Transformers. Transformers was a toy. It was never a show before it was anything. It was always a toy first, and then it became a thing. That's why the originals were a certain base idea. They were based off basic vehicles and nothing else. They were always a toy first.
I did enjoy the Data action figure quite a bit.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool action figure.
Megatron turns into a T-Rex. Megatron turns into a gun, a tank.
I'd rather hang out with Data, though.
Yeah, you would.
Y'all are boring as fuck.
Data's a lot more fun. You could have a sitcom with Data.
You can play poker with Data. He loves playing poker.
He'll
It's got a
play
real
anything
good poker
he wants.
face.
Yeah.
Data will
Yawn.
adapt to whatever game you love.
Yawn.
I'd play Mega Man with Data.
So where are your votes?
Megatron. I don't even care.
Data for me.
Yeah.
I want
Data.
some smash.
Yeah. All
Go
right.
ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
John already voted, Dave.
I already voted.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. Data knocks out Megatron 4-1. We have Tom
Yeah.
Servo and Crow versus the Iron Giant.
This
I don't
is
wanna-
tough.
I don't want to do this one.
Okay, I think we all agree Tom Servo and Crow, incredibly funny. We don't want to betray a very important part of who we are as people. I think we can agree that maybe, because Riff Tracks is still around and still happening, Tom Servo and Crow being robots isn't fundamental to that show.
See, I don't know.
Right.
It kind of, here's the thing. And I was actually just thinking about this last night, and it wasn't in relation. I wasn't thinking about the bracket or anything. For some reason, Mystery Science Theater versus Riff Tracks was in my mind, and it really does affect my enjoyment of the show. The fact that Riff Tracks doesn't,
Sure.
it's just an audio file. The fact
I
that I
agree.
don't get to see
I
silhouettes
don't think it's as
watching.
good.
The fact that I don't get to see silhouettes watching the movie with me.
It gives you
it
less of a sense of place. That
Riff
was
Track-
really good.
An experience.
Like
Riff
the Satellite
Tracks
of
are
Love
not-
felt
it's-
like a place you could go to and hang out with your cool pals.
Riff Tracks are not as good as Mystery Science Theater 3000.
They're not as good for a lot of reasons, but if I have a movie on with Riff Tracks, I kind of feel like it's something I can tune out and just occasionally listen to. Whereas, which I do also do with Mystery Science Theater, but only because I've seen them all so many times.
Sure.
If there was a new episode of Mystery Science Theater that I'd never seen before, I would sit down and be glued to the screen, even though the only difference is, if you take away the segments, it's just people in front of the screen, just silhouettes.
I don't think I've ever maybe one of the hardest things I've ever laughed at is the Final Sacrifice episode of Mystery Science Theater. I think it does affect my enjoyment too, John. Having those silhouettes there, plus the fact that these are old movies that it has this added benefit of how did this get made back then?
Yeah, that's an aspect of it
There's
too.
more levels to them than Iron Giant.
And I just want to, in terms of it mattering if they're robots or not, I have always loved puppets. I grew up on the Muppets. Obviously, on bracket, Muppets are important to us. We've talked about Muppets a lot. And
Yeah, puppets are.
as a kid, I don't think I would have even given Mystery Science Theater a chance if I hadn't seen these little robot puppets moving around.
But you're right, because you factor in the fact that a little kid who would not give a shit about old movies is going to be drawn in. So it can reach little kids that would like Iron Giant.
Sure.
Man.
But do we really want to say, Iron Giant's story is very much about being a robot and developing your own stuff? And I get it. Trust me, I agree with everything you guys have said. Tom Servo and Crow are an integral part of that show. They are cool friends you can go and visit in a cool place. And very few shows have that sense of location anymore. But I have to be an Iron Giant vote.
I know, but who are you going to want to hang out with?
Oh,
I mean,
for
that
sure,
Iron
for
Giant
sure,
guy,
Crow
he's
and
gotta get
Tom.
boring after a while.
Yeah. The thing is, Tom Servo and Crow are like having friends who sometimes might get a little obnoxious, but they're your friends and you hang out with them. Iron Giant's like having a pet.
Like they need each other, even though they're screwballs.
Yeah. Iron Giant's like having a pet, or even more like having a child that you're trying to raise and teach. Like, you're trying to show it right from wrong.
It's never going to make you laugh.
Well, I mean, sometimes some things in that movie are pretty funny.
They are pretty funny.
Like Tom Servo and Crow will have you on the floor.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's all about, do you want to laugh? Why?
So then, are you a Tom Servo and Crow vote, Abed?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Oh, wow, all right. So Cullen, Jesse, and John, where are you?
I don't want to betray either of these. I honestly am having a real tough time with this one. Going back to the Iron Giant, like that movie always gives me something whenever I go. It's such a good movie, and Tom Servo and Crow, I love them, but they aren't.
I need votes. This episode is already way over time.
I'm an Iron Giant vote.
All right, John.
Does it have to be me?
Cullen, one of you.
Tom Servo and Crow for me. I love The Iron Giant. It's probably still one of my favorite animated films of all time, and it's deep, it's cutting, it's a lot more depressing than people like to think it is, and it's beautiful for that reason. But I think you're right. I haven't laughed harder in my life than some of the things that Tom Servo or Crow say, or just their interaction with each other and what they've done for forever. And honestly, I kind of wish they came back for a little bit. So I'm a Tom Servo Crow.
It's a tie,
John,
isn't it?
It is tied, and it is down to you.
Jesus.
Fuck. Oh boy.
I need a vote.
I don't know. I don't even know how to weigh these against each other.
It's sadness versus laughter.
But there's laughter. There's good things in the Iron Giant.
I think a better way to frame it might be like innocent childlike joy and wonder against like snarky hangouts with your cool pals, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Well, do you like
both of which are tough.
you like grade school?
Oh boy. I'm gonna feel bad either way. I'm gonna regret this decision no matter which way I vote.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna vote Tom Servo and Crow.
All right. Wow.
I don't think you made a bad choice either way. Like
Iron Giant knocked out in round 2 by John. I'm gonna make that the headline of this episode.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's worth mentioning that, like, even now it is testament to how good the Iron Giant is that we had to struggle. This is one of the things I think we've ever struggled the most with.
It's one of them. Moving on.
Right. Tom Servo and Crow knock out the Iron Giant 3-2. We have Hal versus R2-D2.
I think everyone's gonna vote R2D2, so I'm gonna go Hal.
I'm also gonna vote Hal.
Hey.
I think Hal's.
This is also laughter versus sadness.
R2D2 is kind of a cute little jerk. Like, he's definitely sassing C3 all the time.
Is that C3, huh? You're on a first part
Oh
of the
yeah,
name basis.
oh yeah. Me and 3PO, we go way back. But Hal's a lot of people don't feel this, but like when they're like destroying his cores and everything, and Hal is like degrading.
I think that's a little sad when they're destroying Hal.
Oh, it's the worst to me. I can't even watch that scene.
Here's the thing, and this might sound kind of shitty, but if you've never seen or heard of Hal, like had any, which is you're crazy person, but a lot of people still haven't watched.
Yeah,
Space
2001.
Odyssey. It's a large collection of people that have not watched Space Odyssey,
or they watch it once and like, I don't get that ending. What happened?
Well, yeah, I mean the thing is that movie is almost intentionally like antiseptically boring for the first hour of it.
It's funny,
and then it becomes incredibly psychedelic and metaphorical for the last half hour.
My dad mentioned that when he went to go see that movie in theaters, when essentially the Windows Movie Maker scene happens near the end, he walked out like 6 or 7 minutes, or however long that sequence is. He walked out like halfway through it, saying like, I can't do this.
Well, you let him know he's wrong.
But again, I think that does have a little bit of play in this. Like R2D2 is like classically loved over and over and over and over and over and over again. Everywhere.
Yeah, and you're right.
They're going to try to make R2D2 a thing somehow in this new Star Wars. There's no doubt
sure.
about. There's always going to be R2D2.
He's never going away.
No, and there's never if there's someone that straight up comes up and says like, I fucking hate R2D2. You reserve the right to knock them out.
Yeah, you can clock them in the dick.
They have no soul.
Yeah, like
a wonderful character.
There's no reason to dislike R2. He's great, but I always think of him as like a cute sidekick, whereas Hal is a tragic like Shakespearean
How great is it when R2D2 screams and it's like wow?
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
I'm telling you, one of the best scenes ever is when he falls in that bog. Like I can't stop laughing at that dumb little robot.
So where is your vote, Colin?
I'm an R2D2 vote, guys. I'm sorry.
No, I get it. I didn't
Hal at all.
I don't expect Hal to win this, to be honest.
My dad showed me that when I was way too young.
Jesse, go ahead.
So I like Hal a lot. I went into this one thinking I'm going to vote Hal. I think Hal's a better robot. I think I'm going to vote R2D2 actually. It is.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Hal is a precursor to this whole like AI finding humanity to be inadequate versus R2D2 is just fun in the fact that it's like here's this robot that we don't understand, but he's kind of being a little sarcastic and we're laughing at it no matter what it is, and I don't have to write dialogue for that. So I don't know. It's funny. Well, I like R2.
You're all dead to me. Except John. John gets to stay.
I'm sorry, man.
Did John vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, John voted for Hal.
Oh, okay. All right. R2D2 knocks out Hal 3-2. We're into the semifinals now. We have Mega Man versus Data and Tom Servo and Crow versus R2D2. So Mega Man versus Data.
It's funny right off the bat. I just want to say it's kind of funny to me because the Mega Man version, the version of Mega Man in Mega Man Legends has a robot monkey named Data.
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Because there's a character on Next Generation named Mega Man. I'm a Data vote, and I've just resolved myself to not getting my way for the rest of these. No matter what way I vote, everyone's going to outvote me. It's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I am a Data vote myself. I'm going to go with Data because I love Star Trek way more than... Mega Man is cool, but Star Trek is way more interesting.
Yeah.
Greg is so upset, and I would say almost all of round one didn't go my way.
Yeah, John, I was with you the whole way on that, so...
Yeah.
I'm going to be a Mega Man vote here because I don't give a shit about Data.
Yep.
And I actually like TNG. Data's not. I have no problem with Data, but Data telling me that Data is a better character than Worf, you can go fuck yourself.
I didn't say that. He's a better character than Worf.
Everyone's saying he's a better character. So.
He is a better character than Worf.
Y'all are wrong.
Data is
Worf
probably
is pretty
more.
good.
Data is probably
Data's just like so much more likable. You know, I mean, he's everyone's favorite character. I know, but anyway.
Data's probably a better character than Mega Man.
Yeah.
But Mega Man's so cool, you guys.
I get it.
Mega Man's very cool. Yeah, it's hard. This is a tricky one. I mean, I already voted Data. So what did you guys vote?
I have to vote Mega Man. Like I can't put Data into the finals having not seen the Next Generation. So
that makes sense.
Mega Man's that blue bomber. I gotta vote for him.
So it's 3-2.
Yep. All right. Mega Man knocks out Data 3-2.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it either, but you know what? At this point, it's on autopilot that just says wrong decisions. So
the plane is out of control at this point. No one's flying it.
Guys, I'm feeling real good about
the
this
moment
bracket.
GLaDOS went out, this bracket just turned to ash.
Tom Servo and Crow versus R2D2.
It's Tom and Crow, right?
You know
Tom
what?
Grover's R2D2?
Yeah. It's Tom and Crow, right?
Yeah, for me,
God,
for me, it is, and so I didn't say why I didn't vote for R2D2 in the last round. It's kind of because I feel like. I don't know. I feel like R2D2 is kind of like a fancy upgraded like Swiss Army knife. Like,
I mean, but he's got a great personality. You know,
sure.
Tom and Crow, they've actually never been lame, where R2D2's been lame.
Yeah.
You can argue that.
Yeah, I'm a Tom Servo.
I've never seen Tom Servo and Crow fall into a bog.
Well, you need to. I've seen them fall into a malaise because they had to watch Manos: The Hands of Fate.
They did that.
I mean, Tom Servo and Crow have done a lot of things.
Here's the problem. You guys are all going to hate me, but I have to vote R2D2.
That's fine.
I mean, he's just more of an iconic robot. I think Tom and Crow are very interesting, but they don't kind of like, they don't stand that iconic test of time.
Technically, R2D2 is more useful. Well, I mean,
Yes.
if it weren't for Tom Servo and Crow, Joel and Mike would have gone literally insane, probably on the.
If you're
Okay,
trapped on that
here's-
satellite, would you rather have Tom and Crow or would you rather have R2D2?
I would rather have
Here's-
Tom and Crow.
Exactly.
Here's how. This is why I'm going to vote the way I'm going to vote. If R2D2 were voiced by either Bill Corbett or Kevin Murphy, I'd think he's a funnier character. So I'm going to vote Tom Servo and Crow.
Thank you. Colin?
I mean, if Tom Servo and Crow already won it, then I'll just throw a bone to R2D2. I think both of these are both votes, or but either way, right here, I would have been happy. So
I don't think it would have been too interesting if R2 won this bracket. That's all I'll say.
yeah,
That's why it was hard for me to vote. I kind of don't want him to win, but he kind of trumps those two.
So, so this bronze match is pretty amazing.
So Tom Servo and Crow knocked out R2D2 3-2. We're into the bronze match now with Data versus R2D2.
Star Wars versus Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Then this is a no contest for me.
I understand.
Man, this is a very interesting fight right here.
Let me ask you this: how funny is it going to sound when R2 gets dunked in that toilet water? And he's like,
Right.
You know,
Data's never fell into a bog. He needs
David has never had to go near a toilet.
Here's the thing. Every time I look at a picture of Data, I just assume that he's filled with like white milk blood, like the robots in Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, I think personally that I enjoy Star Trek more than Star Wars, so I have to pick Data.
I'm a Data vote as well.
Yeah,
I'm an R2D2.
He's got more, I think, range than R2D2.
Yeah.
I get that, but I just don't. I can't shoot him down like that. I can't
R2D2
shoot
ain't no
R2D2.
cat.
Yeah, but R2D2 could take amazing care of a cat though.
No, R2D2
Yes.
is
No, he can't take
re-
care of a cat. He doesn't have arms.
and he's
Well,
repeatedly
bullshit,
shown
y'all.
as being careless and like capricious.
Cute is cute. Cute is a flaw now.
I didn't say he wasn't
That
cute.
cat's gonna not have a hand to pet it. It'll have
Exactly.
That cat could ride R2 around just like a Roomba.
Ain't no way R2 would let that happen. He's too proud.
No, he would totally let that happen. He let-
C-3PO could take care of a cat, no question,
No,
but that would be
fuck.
less
C-3PO
interesting.
would hate a cat.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
hates
He'll
everything.
probably be able to talk to a cat. Let's be real.
Yeah, he has cat in his language database. He's a protocol droid.
Right.
So this should be an easy decision for me because I grew up with Star Wars. I've never, ever cared about Star Trek, but I'm kind of leaning Data.
See?
Well, I'll let you decide it, Jesse. I'm gonna vote R2D2.
yeah.
So it's up to you,
boy.
Jesse.
So I gotta know more about Data besides he takes care of a cat and he likes games. I gotta
He
know
was designed to become human. At one point, the council recognizes him as a sentient being and gives him a place to represent his people. But he's like just trying to figure it all out, and he has goofy misinterpretations. But like, he's just a guy trying to get the ropes, man. Cut him a break. And him and Geordi are like constantly palling around. Geordi's taking care of the warp core. Data's like, so what's going on here? And he's just prim and proper. He's the dealer in poker games. He's constantly sitting in the holodeck, like having conversations with Einstein and Stephen Hawking, trying to find out more about life. He's just a cool guy who wants to know stuff.
R2D2 served drinks in Jabba's palace.
That's true.
more. That's true. He did serve drinks. That's a good.
You can't be Sherlock Holmes, man.
That's true. Data's been Sherlock Holmes.
Although he does have a Geordi in C-3PO.
R2D2 was a Pepsi machine.
Okay,
Oh,
better
you're not wrong.
sidekick, C-3PO, boring, or Geordi, LeVar Burton.
I guess, but
I would be ecstatic to watch Reading Rainbow hosted by C-3PO.
That would be interesting. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Jesse, I need a vote.
I'm sorry. I gotta go with what I know, and what I know is R2D2.
Yeah, all right.
all right. R2D2 knocks out Data 3-2. And we're moving on to the finals, guys. We've got Mega Man versus Tom Servo and Crow.
So I don't think anyone saw this coming.
I-
So happy with these finals, you guys.
I could have maybe seen Tom Servo and Crow. I didn't expect Mega Man to get all the way out here.
Because y'all is dumb.
Oh my
boy.
god, I'm so happy.
Wow. You know, Mega Man has functionality where Tom and Crow have really, they just appeal more to my enjoyment side, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go Mega Man because he represents sort of the traditional robot story, which goes all the way back to Pinocchio. And I think Tom Servo and Crow, obviously super likable. That's why they made it this far. It's just because they make us laugh a lot. But there's not a whole lot of storytelling potential.
Do you remember all the stuff they've done in those segments though? Think of all
I
the
know.
inventions-
Trust me,
think of all
I
the
like them.
inventions
I'm
they've
not
made.
upset that they got here, John.
Crow released a video about teaching you what women are all about.
Sure.
Did you know that a woman's never even been seen before?
That's true. Not on bracket. It's for white dudes.
I gotta go Mega Man myself, just because I don't know. There's more history and more of a story going on. I like Tom and Crow, but they just seem kind of limited. I feel where Mega Man has got more filled in there. Although Mega Man's not funny.
Crow got the big old long lanky legs. Servo got like a weird little hover butt.
So John, I assume you're Tom Crow and Servo.
I don't know actually.
Why do I keep saying Tom Crow and Servo? That's weird.
Tom Crow.
You guys
the Tom Crow Servo.
You guys are raising good points about Mega Man.
Would Tom Servo keep bubblegum balls in his head?
Would he?
I don't think
Would
so.
Tom Servo have a robotic dog?
I feel like Tom Servo and Crow both hate all animals.
I think, but that's probably because they've never seen animals.
Yeah,
they've seen
That
animals.
robotic dog.
I guess
let me
they've
tell you-
seen them. Yeah.
Do you guys remember when they show an episode of Gumby to Tom and Crow, and it's the one where robots attack and Gumby and his friends kill all of the robots,
Oh god.
and it traumatizes Tom Servo and Crow.
That's amazing. I gotta see that one. But I mean, that's kind of horrific.
I mean, Mega Man is a robot killer. He commits genocide on his own people.
No, he don't.
No, Jesse, that's all he does.
Nah.
That is pretty much the definition of what he does.
Absolutely does. But these robots have like been repurposed.
I'm just saying, Mega Man has been killed.
They
Mega
are being
Man is-
put out of their misery. And
Jesse,
Mega
there's
Man
bad
is-
people, but I can't go kill them.
Mega
Right.
Man has been built to kill robots.
Nobody said we weren't like a little shaky ground. But he's taking a piece of them with him. He's all
This is a morality issue now, Jesse.
Mega Man ain't hurting no humans. Mega Man's there to help the humans.
Okay, I think I see where this is. Me and Abed are Mega Man. John and Cullen, Tom Servo and Crow.
I
correct?
honestly don't know what my vote is yet.
Cullen, Tom Servo and Crow.
I think I was a Mega Man at first, but I think out of everything that I've had to deal with in these two before, Mega Man has stressed me out a lot more. So I'm a Tom Servo and Crow vote.
Wow, is
How
it
many-
tied now?
It's 2-1 technically because John hasn't
Oh.
laid it down. But
I'm an Astro Boy vote.
are you a Mega Man vote, Jesse?
I'm absolutely a Mega Man vote.
Well, then that seals it.
So Mega Man wins no matter what. I'll give a vote to Tom Servo and Crow. I don't think Mega Man should have won this, y'all. What is
I'm
going on?
so happy.
I don't think anybody saw. Mega
I'm
Man
a
taking
kid
this.
on a swing.
If y'all
I am
would've made some
swinging
better
back and forth.
decisions-
Definitely deserves to win, I have to say, but I did not see him winning
No.
at all.
All right, guys.
I blame
so
all y'all.
Mega Man finishes the bracket off with 3-2 vote over Tom Servo and Crow, making it the best robot.
Him, not
And-
it.
Excuse me. Number 3 in third place here is R2D2, and Data is Dirty Toilet Water. That felt
Wow.
good to say. All right. Well,
This did not turn out like I expected.
man.
Well, you guys can never tell, really. I mean, like, I love Mega Man. He's great. It's just
Right.
if you ask somebody who's their favorite robot, I don't know if they would say Mega Man.
Well,
Yeah.
Bracket just
He's
did.
up there for me. He's up there
Yeah.
for me for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, you can feel vindicated because Astro Boy clearly has some role in all that. So good job. You can be very happy.
Oh.
He was vindicated through, like, his ghost was in Mega Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to thank Abed for coming on this week.
Yeah,
Anyway,
thanks
people can
again,
reach
guys, for having me again.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. And ask me back anytime. I have a good time with you guys.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And all right, guys, and as always, you can find us at bracketpodcast.com and on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram as BracketCast. If you like, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast client that you use. Just search for Bracket. Leave us a review this time. Actually, you don't even have to. We don't care about you.
Yeah,
Whatever.
reviews are dumb. I don't want
Reviews
them.
are stupid. If you do, we probably won't even.
I tell you what, this week, instead of leaving a review for Bracket, leave a negative review for your least favorite podcast.
Yeah. Don't give us a negative review. Give somebody else a negative review, you nerds.
Yeah.
And also check out the Patreon. We do have it running, and we appreciate any donations. That's patreon.com/bracketcast.
Here's something.
It's just bracket. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just bracket.
Here's something. It's not announced. It's not listed on the Patreon page. But if we get a certain amount of money, we're going to build our own robot.
That's true.
And it'll say, "Hey,
BracketBot."
I don't want to say nothing, but I mean, I've had that project going for a long time.
BracketBot. Here's the thing: if you don't like the way that we do things, then you really want us to make our own robot because he'll replace all of us, and the episodes will be 5 seconds long. BracketBot will just run a calculation and say, "Calvin and Hobbes is the best comic."
That's exactly correct. Yep. This is BracketBot broadcasting to you from the future here with an important message about our Patreon donors for the week of March 18th, 2015, your stupid primitive era. Bracket is brought to you this month by Nicholas Getaway Driver, Jeff Chris Angel Chriswell, Lynn Say My Name, Mitch All Bright, Brandon Cranford, and Michael Zavala. Transmission interference. No, get away from me, you reptiloid.
And we'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed, and if you didn't,
screw you.
There you go.
Doing a professional radio show on the internet.